Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art. I'm back for another video. It's Saturday afternoon around before 1 o'clock. I just kind of got up because I didn't really sleep too well that night. I was up at 6 and got tired again and went back to sleep. Now, what happened is that a couple days ago, my boy, Diamond Kid 100, he did a video on me. Okay. Calls Art Warren the Black Spider-Man. I'm like, Now the funny thing was that before he posted that, I got a phone call from him, but I was at work and I couldn't really get a chance to look at it. I couldn't get a really chance to talk to him and stuff like that. I was kind of busy. So I'm like, okay, I'll give him a call later. And then of course, life happens and stuff like that. And then I looked up and I was like, okay. I watched it. And the funny thing was is that, when I got home, when I get home, see on my TV right there? Well, it's going through the screen, but I watch YouTube on my TV, and sometimes I watch these videos on my TV instead of my phone or my tablet, which I'm taping off of right now. So, so when I saw that video, I'm like, okay. His video was, I don't want a black Spider-Man. I'm like, okay. All right. Now, the funny thing is, this is YouTube. We can say where the hell we want as long as we don't go against the terms of service. So, I respect what he said. And he said, and one thing he said in the video, he said, all right, do your own damn video instead of debate me. I'm like, okay, so this is what I'm doing. I'm doing my own damn video, man. You threw down the gauntlet. You threw the gauntlet at me. Now I'm taking that gauntlet. And I'm about to do this video. Before I get upset, I'm not upset, trust me. His video made me laugh so hard, I fell out of my bed. So, so this is my response to his video. Because he dared me to make a video, so I said, so instead of quote unquote debating him, I said, okay, no problem. Now, one thing is that one of the viewers of both of our videos, Lone Star Rocker, props to you. He did say something which I've been talking about a lot about who owns Marvel, which is Disney. Okay, we all know Disney's been around forever, as far as I know. I can't even remember when it was created, like in the 30s or something like that. Disney is a family company. So you think about family companies, they want to be everything all together, everything all perfect. They want representation, they want diversity. Okay, now think about it. Since Marvel is owned by Disney, they had to do certain things to keep things up. Okay. Now when Disney bought them in the 90s, it was in the 90s when they bought them. They initiated some rules. For example, one of the rules is no more smoking in our comic books. But there's only very few people smoked in Marvel Comics. One person who smoked was Wolverine. He smoked cigars. Nick Fury smoked cigars. No more. Gambit smoked cigarettes. No more. Dum Dum Dugan smoked a cigar. No more. Their parts. J. Jonah Jameson usually smokes a cigar. As far as I know, in the last 20 some years, I've not seen J. Jonah Jameson with a cigar in a comic book. But then again, it doesn't mean I collected every single comic book in that time. And guess what? All of a sudden, there was no more drinking. I never saw, tell you the truth, every now and then you see Wolverine drinking beer or liquor or whatever. No more of that. So you can see that's some of the influence of that. Okay? Because, Disney owns Marvel. They'd say, and Marvel said, okay, we're going to do this. We want diversity. Okay, we're gonna give you some diversity. Now the funny thing, the diversity is slightly forced because comic book people, comic book fans don't really like ethnic heroes. We like, let me rephrase that. We like ethnic heroes, but we don't like them in starring positions. For example, Black Panther was an awesome movie. I loved it. It blew my mind away. But the Black Panther comic can't really sell over 1,000 sales a month. I mean, he on the top 100, it's probably around 80. And the Wakanda thing that's surrounding it is probably like in the between 60s and 80s. Okay, but anyway, so let's talk about Spider-Man for a second because that's what the whole video was about. Okay, the guy who created the whole Ultimate Universe, which is a totally different universe. Different universes have different rules. Just like that's why the show like the Twilight Zone worked. Okay, it's like the Twilight Zone because the Twilight Zone only makes sense in the Twilight Zone. Not like that earring song, stepping into the twilight zone. Whatever. But anyway. Now, mind you, it's kind of weird because how some of these, because I remember reading these articles, like in the interviews, there was a magazine called Wizard back in the 90s to the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, that interviewed people from the comic book scene. So you got the inside scoops. Brian Michael Bendis is a comic book writer. Okay, he's white. All right, I'm gonna put it out there that way. You'll see why in a second. Somehow, in his 20-something year career, he adopted two black girls. He adopted two black girls. Okay, he did. And because he was a comic book writer, and he noticed that his some of his children are white, and these two girls are black. And then he got in his mind and said, "Wait, hold on a second." And since he's a comic book writer, he knows what goes on in the comic book world. He noticed a lot of ethnic heroes, black, Hispanic, Asian, they're more sidekicks. They're around, but they're more like sidekicks. I mean, like look in DC, Black Lightning, which is a pretty decent TV show right now, but he's like a regulated character. I mean, no one's buying his book. Okay, there's a new comic book character, Naomi, young black female. Guess what? She's popular among young black girls, but her book's not selling that hot. Black Panther, who had a multi-million-dollar movie, could barely sell a comic book to save his damn life. And the funny thing, that's the way how it is. That's the way it is, you know. You know it sucks. I mean, even Luke Cage had a big hit comic book run back in the day. Now, some people might say is either Luke Cage, either these characters themselves or the people writing these characters. So that's a controversy. So what happened was he said, "Okay, we're gonna have some diversity in here somehow. How are we gonna do this?" Now, I'm not exactly sure if this happened before his adoption or after his adoption, but first they introduced the idea of a black Captain America. It's a different universe, okay? It's not the real universe. It's a different universe. Wizards put that out there, and people flamed the shit out of these guys. Captain America gotta be white. We want white Captain America. So of course they bow down to fans and say, okay, we'll keep Captain America white. Paul Jenkins took that idea and created this thing called The Truth, which is more like a miniseries of a precursor to Captain, which add to the Captain America mythos. It's actually a good story. It's called Truth, Red, White, and Blue, The Truth. It's about how they they took black men in the 1930s, gave them the super soldier formula before Captain America got the real refined version, and see the results of it. So all of a sudden, these black Captain American dudes going to Nazi Germany kicking ass. Now, whatever, who knows? But it's a very good book. And what happens? I showed my friend about this. He's like, "Holy shit, this sounds awesome!" Never bought it, but it's kind of cool. So what happened is they okay, fine. We can't have Nick. We can't have that. Let's turn Nick Fury black. And guess what? Let's make him look like Samuel L. Jackson because we all love Samuel L. Jackson back in the day. So what happened? Nick Fury all of a sudden was white. Then all of a sudden he became Samuel Jackson. Hence the reason why Hence the reason why Samuel Jackson is making money, making Marvel movies because he's Nick Fury, and people like that. I'm like, you don't want a black Captain America, but you black Nick Fury. Okay, cool. Nick Fury's a very popular character, but he's not that influential. That's okay. Then again, Nick Fury can't sell a comic book to save his life anyway. But that's okay. More about that because he had many comic book runs and oh gosh. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so let's do this. They try to fidget certain things. Even DC did the whole some shit too. Like there's rumors about Michael P. Jordan playing Superman in the future, and everybody's like, no, 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 Superman black. But in the DC universe, one of the Earths, Superman is a black dude. Go look it up. So that's why they decide. Oh, that's why that rumors is kind of almost legit, slightly legitimate, but somewhat not so legitimate. But that's okay. It's in the comic book. Don't blame me. Read your stuff. But anyway, so what happened was so what happened is they created this guy named Miles Morales, and he's like, okay, Miles Morales, let's make him black. Okay, cool. You know he's gonna be the new Spider-Man. And I'm pretty sure the editorial staff was like, I don't know, people's not gonna like this. I said, well, how are you gonna get Peter Parker to Miles Morales being Spider-Man? Oh, we'll kill off Peter Parker. It's an alternate universe. It doesn't really matter. In the comic book terms, it really doesn't matter because different universes, you can do whatever the hell you want. It's just in the main Marvel universe, you can't do certain things, but in a different Marvel universe, you can. That's the comic book rules, man. So I'll say let's not have him just be black. Let's have him be Hispanic too, Puerto Rican, yeah. So black Puerto Rican, Miles Morales. All right, so hence this book, Ultimate Fallout. I just happened by this one day. And what happened was that even when they announced this highly conservative douchebag named Glenn Beck was bitching about this. And, the funny thing is, a lot of people was like, so what? Okay. Some people say, no, Spider-Man gotta be white. Spider-Man gotta be white. We gotta wait, Spider-Man. We gotta wait. We gotta have a white Spider-Man. And so then someone asked Stan Lee, the guy who created Spider-Man, what do you think about a black Spider-Man? Stan Lee's words was this: I don't care who's under the mask. But Peter Parker's a straight white male. As long as Peter Parker's a straight white male, that's all that matters. It could be anybody under Spider-Man. Bingo! Funny thing is, this is one of the most hardest. This book right now is actually this is his first appearance. And the funny thing is, this has happened right after Spider-Man died. He took the same costume, and everybody was flaming him in the comic book. Not only fans was flaming this dude, even the people inside was flaming this dude. Okay, because now he's a popular character, and you about to replace a popular character. Oh my goodness. Then what happened was things happened. People actually start to read it. And they wait. And the same things that about what made Miles Morales is just as popular was the same thing that made Peter Parker just as popular. It's not just Spider-Man, it's the character of Miles Morales. Most characters, superhero characters, it's either the superhero dude and the real life dude, not so much. Equal parts. Same formula, just different skin. And he became popular. Very popular. So much popular. So what happened? Someone threw the idea: what if Spider-Man and Miles Morales meet? And they had this little miniseries called Spider-Man, which I should have jumped on at the chance, but I decided not to because I wasn't in comics at that time. From what I heard, it sold pretty decently, and the popularity of him was it started skyrocketing. They ported him to the real Marvel universe, and he's more of and Spider-Man is more of his mentor. So what happens is, so now, see what happened is Spider-Man's my favorite character. See, this is Amazing Spider-Man. There's other Spider-Man comics, but I don't really buy those. And the funny thing is that this is Peter Parker. I like this cover. It's pretty cool. All right. Now, I started picking this up recently. Miles Morales Spider-Man. So what happens is they make sure this is not Peter Parker. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man. Okay. Will he ever take over? I don't know. But the thing is that he's go through the same kind of hijinks and everything else. Now, what happened is a lot of people flamed this book because how in the world is he's Puerto Rican? There's no Spanish in the shit. His great aunt or grandmother, whatever, speaks the language, but no one else does. They don't cook Puerto Rican food. They have like meatloaf and shit like that. How is this Puerto Rican? Writers. It's writers, dude. But, so in a sense, a lot of people don't like this guy. But the funny thing is they love the movie Into the Spider-Verse, which told you it's a different universe. And his universe, Peter Parker dies, which he did in the movie. He found out that he's just like him. He took over. Then the Spider-Man from the real universe gets trapped here and kind of mentors him real fast on how to become Spider-Man. And you saw that in the movie. And the thing is that because this resembles a lot of the real Spider-Man. Now, I'll tell you the truth. Is he going to really replace Spider-Man? No, he's not going to replace Peter Parker. Come on now. They tried that before with a clone. Seriously. A clone. They replaced Peter Parker with a clone. Fans didn't like that shit. Hence the infamous 90s clone saga story. Google it. Trust me. It is like 2 years of what the fuck happened to Spider-Man. But anyway. So some people say, I don't want a black Spider-Man. Well, I can do something better for you. Oh, yes. Art can show you proof there's more than one Spider-Man. Oh, if you know it's Into the Spider-Verse, there's all those characters, all those Spider-Man, those are Spider-Man of different era, different universes. You had Spider-Gwen, or she calls Ghost Spider now. Peter Parker was her boyfriend, or whatever, and she became Spider-Man of her universe. You had the Mecha Spider-Man. Spider-Man Noir, which is a cool motherfucker right there. He's cool as fuck. He's Peter Parker in his universe. Okay, so there's more than one Spider-Man because they had a comic book called Into the Spider-Verse, which is totally blown out crazy. But anyway, you don't want a black Spider-Man? Okay, but I'll tell you what. I'll show you a true successor to the Spider-Man legend. That's right. In the mid 90s, early to mid 90s, Marvel decided to let's do some future stuff. There was a Marvel Universe 3 or M3, which shows like what happened to the real people later on in life. So like Spider-Man had a kid. Spider-Man Mary Jane had a daughter called May, who became Spider-Girl. A Spider-Man. But I ain't talking about that one. What happened was they decided to create this comic book called 2099. The 2099 series. Guess who's the flagship? Spider-Man 2099. You don't want a black Spider-Man? No problem. Pick up Spider-Man 2099. You could probably get it for a decent price. His name? Miguel O'Hara. That's right, Miguel O'Hara. Half Irish, half Mexican. You don't want a black Spider-Man? Yeah. Here you go. This is the latest one. They're redoing this again for a hot second. So Spider-Man 2099, he's going to be rumored to be in the new Spider-Man Into the Universe movie coming up soon. So if you don't want a black Spider-Man, no problem. You don't have to collect Miles Morales. You can collect Miguel O'Hara, who's half Mexican. Funny thing is, when they created this guy in the 90s, no one said a damn word. They're like, oh, okay, sounds good. So I guess people give a shit when you try to turn a person white or black. True, you're not gonna have a white Luke Cage or an Asian Luke Cage. Of course you're not. You know why? Because here's the thing: you're taking away a lot of characters you're taking away a lot of iconic black characters. We understand that. We understand that. You're not gonna have a white Black Panther, but in a sense, you could have a white Black Panther. You could, because according to the story of Black Panther, his father had a son who was white, so he could take over Black Panther. Black Panther is not is not the man; it's the figure itself. Oh my goodness, my head is blue. But anyway, we understand that. So here's the thing. It doesn't really matter if it's cool that you don't like certain things. And to tell you the truth, like I said, when my man Dynamite Kid 100 put that video out, I was laughing my ass off. He said Art should be the Black Spider-Man. I'm like, damn, I wanted to be, actually when I was a kid, I wanted to be Spider-Man. I really did. I was jumping off of damn bunk beds and shit like that. And my parents were like, what the fuck's your problem? Are you on drugs? He's 3 years old. He don't know nothing about drugs. Oh, it's Spider-Man. Yeah. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? We all do that kind of stuff. And that's fun. But the thing is that, like I said, tell you the truth, I don't let things like that bother me. Because I know it's all in jest. And I know it's fun. And I know he was poking fun on me. And I know he was. Trust me. We talk so much. It's like, how can I pick fun? I call him. The funny thing is, I call him the Puerto Rican John Cena. So if you took a picture of Tony and John Cena together, he looks almost like John Cena. And the funny thing is that he said that, man, some people told me that too. I'm like, yeah. Every time he come with I should have his ringtone. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's a Puerto Rican John Cena on the phone. Okay. But anyway, that's my man. I love him a lot. And it's funny how he did that video. I'll tell you. Oh my God. It's the way how and the thing is, it's good to have passion. And tell you the truth, at first, I did not like the idea of this myself. I didn't like the idea of this myself. I really did. But then again, here's the thing. I've been reading comics on and off for a long ass time. And I know for a fact that if you've been reading comics from at least the 80s, or if you're younger and been reading from 80 to 90s comics and stuff, you notice that every time a hero has to change something just to make it more interesting, to keep it relevant, it gets stale. Captain America got stale. So guess what? Okay, he loses his super soldier form and turns to a super old dude like he's supposed to be, and he gives the mantle to Falcon. Captain America! Oh, well, is Captain America, so now is Falcon Captain America, or is he Falcon with the shield? But he's called Captain America now. Or is he still called Falcon? And even in the book, he was like, and the first volume of the book, with the graphic novel said, not my Captain America. And it was hilariously fun. So they're even poking fun of that shit. They're poking fun of it. And that's a hilarious part, because sometimes we take things too seriously. And I'm kind of glad sorry. Lost train of thought, and I was like, forgot what I was about to say. We lost train of thought. Oh well. But anyway, god damn, this movie. Not movie. Oh man, this video was taking a lot longer than I thought. But then again, I'm glad the original version of this video I planned out was going to be like 40, almost an hour long. But oh well, I'm glad that this is not. I'm going to quit this now. Enjoy the rest of my day. Some people want to go hang out and play poker, and I don't know how to play poker, so I'm gonna sit. So what I'm gonna do? Sit around the house, sit around the dude's house and drink. I don't know, but anyway, unless there's something else pops off or something like that. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a like. If you want to share this video, share it, please. Give me a thumbs up if you want. Give me a thumbs down. You want to say, "Art, this fucking video sucks." You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, even though you have all the information. Or I don't believe a fucking word you're saying. Show me the details. It's right there on Google. But anyway, if you like the kind of information I talk about, not the information. If you like the kind of content I talk about, I don't talk about necessarily comic books all the time. I talk about real life stuff that happens to me, stuff how I feel. Maybe you feel that same way too. And okay, sorry. That was my moment. But anyway, I'm serious. This is a very good series. This is a very good series. It's a lot of future stuff, and it's a very good series. Actually, to tell you the truth, there was a PS3 game called Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, which he was a prominent character in it. But anyway, it's kind of cool. I like Miguel O'Hara. I thought he was cool. Then again, I'm a Spider-Man fan. So, majority of characters, I'm not too fan of Spider-Woman per se. But I heard she's coming out with a new comic book pretty soon, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that shit out. But anyway, so with that being said, I have not read a book this week yet, so I got one day to try to read a book real fast. Otherwise, I break my commitment. So I gotta spend a couple hours to try to find a book, and so I'm gonna try to get this underneath 30 minutes. So talk to you guys later. I might do another video before the week is over. Well, I'm gonna have to do a video before Sunday at least, or Monday, or someday. But anyway, talk to you guys later. Take care of yourselves, and have some great ass. I don't know what the fuck to say. Have a great day.